Brain of Britain, the nationwide general knowledge contest, chaired by Russell Davis.
Hello! With the first of the 4 places in our 2020 Brain of Britain final already allocated, it's time to find out who's going to take the second. 3 more of our outright heat winners this year are with me, along with one of our top-scoring runners-up, who richly deserves to be caught in our safety net. We're without an audience here, of course, but some sweet day, and soon, we hope, we'll be hearing the sound of applause once again. And we wish all 4 of our competitors today the best of luck, even though we're in seclusion. Let's meet them again.
Hello, I'm HUGH BRADY, a scientist from North London.
Hello, I'm Andrew Codling, still considering my options, from Egham in Surrey.
Hello, I'm Ricky Kendall. I'm a personal tutor from Spalding in Lincolnshire.
Hi, I'm TAIT. I'm from Guildford and I work for an entertainment and media consultancy.
Thank you very much. The rules don't change for the semi-finals, although our contestants can't fail to have noticed a few things that are different about our socially distanced set. You still get 10 seconds to think about each question when it's your go, and you still get to flash a light at me to signal that you'd like to try for a bonus if the question gets passed over. And there's a freebie 6th point for anyone pulling off the currently rare feat of answering 5 in a row correctly. Good luck, all of you. Alphabetical order dictates that the first round starts with you, HUGH BRADY. Which annual equestrian event has a name which is that of the location where it's held, but is also the name of a completely different sport?
Badminton.
Yes, the badminton horse trials, named after the stately home in Gloucestershire, in whose grounds they take place each spring. Your next question. In March 2020, Andrew Bailey took over which senior public office in the UK?
Governor of the Bank of England.
Succeeding Mark Carney, yes. Which much-loved British black-and-white film is based on a short play by Noel Coward entitled Still Life?
Brief Encounter?
Yes, Still Life is a 1-act play by Coward, produced and published in 1936. What is the densest naturally occurring element?
Osmium.
You're right. Which fictional American town would you be walking through if you came across Big Ed's Gas Farm, the Double R Diner, and the Great Northern Hotel?
Springfield?
No. Andrew Codling knows.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, yes, which premiered in 1990, so quite a while ago now. Andrew Codling, your question. The lime water test is used in chemistry to detect the presence of which gas?
Carbon dioxide.
Correct. In 1962, the A&M record label was founded by Jerry Moss and which American musician?
Pass.
Righto. Yes, Ricky Kendall.
Is it Aretha Franklin?
It wasn't, I fear. Any more offers? No? Yes, Tom Tate.
Louis Armstrong.
It wasn't, I'm afraid. No, he wasn't in the promotional business, really, in that sense. Herb Alpert is the answer. So he was a trumpeter, sometime leader of the Tijuana Brass, and 85 years old now. Ricky Kendall, we come to you. Which subatomic particle shares a name with an ancient Greek coin and the smallest coin of modern Greece prior to the adoption of the euro?
Meson?
No. HUGH BRADY knows.
Electron.
Electron, no. Andrew Codling?
Muon.
No. Dom Tate?
The baryon?
No. It's the lepton, L-E-P-T-O-N. The coin is the mite, as mentioned in the Bible. Dom Tate, 9 warrior maidens make up Wagner's brood of Valkyries in the Ring of the Nibelung. Apart from Brunhilde, the best known by far, I'd like you to give me the name of any one of the others.
Agatha.
No. Andrew Codling?
Clothilde.
No. HUGH BRADY?
Hildegard.
No. Very plausible, but no. Ricky Kendall?
Diana?
No, they're all much more Germanic than Diana. Here goes, I'll tell you what they were. Gehilde, Grimgerde, Helmwige, Ortlinde, Schwertleiter, Sigrune, Rossweißer and Waltraute. And the best of Nibelungen. Look, To you. That's the end of the first round, and the scores are these. Ricky Kendall and Dom Tate have yet to score. Andrew Codling 2, Hugh Brady 4. So early days indeed, and back to Hugh Brady we go. Which short, punchy phrase did the influential American film critic Pauline Kael describe as the briefest statement imaginable of the basic appeal of movies?
Wham bam.
No. Dom Tate?
Blockbuster?
No. Has to be a guess, I think, doesn't it? Andrew Codling?
Silver screen?
No. Ricky Kendall shakes his head. No. The words were kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kael had seen those words on an Italian film poster, and they became the title of one of her collections of film reviews. Andrew Codling, which song was the first to win the Eurovision Song Contest, having been sung in a language other than that of its own country?
Waterloo?
It was Waterloo by ABBA in 1974, yes, fancy that. Which Roman goddess of the hearth was the equivalent of the Greek goddess Hestia?
Vesta?
Yes, goddess of instant curries as well, I seem to remember. The head from a statue of which famous figure, now kept in Dublin City Library, was separated from its body in an explosion in 1966.
Oliver Cromwell?
No. Hugh Brady.
Nelson.
Lord Nelson, from Nelson's Pillar, yes, in O'Connell Street, Dublin, blown up in 1966. It actually predated Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square by some 30 years. Ricky Kendall, the singer Robbie Williams, is a lifelong fan of which Football League team?
Port Vale.
Yes. Amazing what general knowledge requires you to know, isn't it? But you did know. Although the plastic doll Barbie is almost always known by a single name, she does actually have a surname, and it happens to be the same as Margaret Thatcher's maiden surname. What surname is that?
Roberts.
Yes, Barbara Millicent Roberts and Margaret Hilda Roberts. Which country's inhabitants refer to their land by the Arabic name Misr, M-I-S-R?
Saudi Arabia.
No. Yes, Dom Tate?
Oman?
No. Surely worth a guess. Andrew Codling?
Kuwait?
No. And Hugh Brady, yes?
Iraq.
It wasn't Iraq, no. It's Egypt, and it can also be used as the name for Cairo as well. Dom Tate. Which type of entertainment was usually known in the USA by a name thought to be derived from the French for a song of the Valley of Vire?
Vaudeville?
Yes, vaudeville, from Chanson du Vaudeville. The name is said to have been first given to songs composed by Olivier Basselin, a 15th century fuller from Vire. West African, West Indian, and Amazonian are the three species of which aquatic mammal described in a poem by Ogden Nash as being quite devoid of vanity.
Hippo?
No. Andrew Codling?
Manatee?
It is the manatee, because the verse goes, "The manatee is harmless and conspicuously charmless. Luckily, the manatee is quite devoid of vanity." Very good. And that's the end of round 2. Everyone has scored now. Dom Tate 1, Ricky Kendall 2, Andrew Codling and Hugh Brady 5 each. And on we go with Hugh again. It's time for some music, Hugh. You're about to hear a song performed here by Debbie Harry and Iggy Pop, though not of the genre which you'd most readily associate either of them with. Have a listen, and I'll ask you a question once you've heard it.
I have heard among this clan you are called the forgotten man.
Is that what they're saying? Or did you ever? What a swell party this is. And have you heard the story of a boy, a girl, unrequited love?
Sounds like pure soap opera, I may cry.
What a swell party this is.
You heard the Cole Porter song, Well Did You Ever? Originally written for the show Du Barry Was a Lady, the song is perhaps best known for featuring in which 1956 Hollywood musical?
High Society.
Yes, and sung in that instance by Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. In the first of a series of early to mid-20th century novels, who goes to live with Matthew Cuthbert and his sister Marilla? Time up. Yes, Andrew Codling.
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables is the right answer, yes, and it's your question. Lunyu, or the Analects, is a text by which influential philosopher?
Confucius.
Yes, Confucius is right. The boat at the centre of the action in which 1951 Oscar-winning film plied its trade in the upper reaches of the Ulanga River.
It was the African Queen.
It was the African Queen, based on the book by C.S. Forrester. Epsom salts are a sulfate of which metallic element?
Magnesium.
MgSO4. In 2018, the Canadian Donna Strickland became only the third woman, after Marie Curie in 1903 and Maria Goeppert-Mayer in 1963, to win the Nobel Prize in which discipline?
Chemistry.
Not chemistry, I fear. Hugh Brady.
Physics.
Physics is the right answer, yes. Ricky Kendall, to mark the centenary of the NSPCC in 1984, which member of the royal family appeared as a guest star on The Archers?
The Prince of Wales.
It wasn't Prince of Wales. Dom Tate?
Princess Anne.
No. Could well have been, of course, Hugh Brady.
Prince Philip.
Nope. Andrew Codling.
Prince Edward.
No, you went all the way around it. Princess Margaret. It was. All those years ago. Dom Tate, now, what significant discovery is credited to the US astronomer Asaph Hall III in 1877?
Was it Pluto?
Wasn't Pluto, no. Hugh Brady.
Andromeda Galaxy.
No. No more lights, no. He discovered the two moons of Mars, Deimos and Phobos, in that year. End of another round. Dom Tate 1, Ricky Kendall 2, those haven't changed. Hugh Brady 7, Andrew Codling now 9. So, at that point, let's sit back and have a few minutes breather from the tension of the contest. This is where we ask our contestants to forget their rivalry and work as a quiz team as they tackle a pair of questions from a listener who's hoping to beat the brains. It's John Saxon Jones whose questions we've chosen today. He emailed them to brainofbritain@bbc.co.uk, which you can too if you've got your own suggestions for questions we might try out on the brains in this part of the programme. If John manages to stump the panel with either of his questions today, he'll win a book voucher prize. Your answers won't make a scrap of difference to your scores, of course, but do confer between you and make sure you're all happy with your responses before you commit. See what you make of John's first question, which takes us into the realm of musical theatre. Which famous piece of musical theatre credits all of these names among the librettists? Lillian Hellman, Hugh Wheeler, Richard Wilbur, Dorothy Parker, Stephen Sondheim, and John Wells.
I don't have an answer here.
It's got to be something more modern. If it's got Stephen Sondheim in it.
Could be a little night music.
It's some sort of, I don't know, some sort of compilation.
Yeah, but I can't think of it.
I'm more than happy for you to say a little night music.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Pick one.
Okay, a little night music.
No, I'm afraid not. Sondheim was misleading maybe, but he is there. Candide, with music by Leonard Bernstein, is the answer. All those names were associated with it. John's second question is this. What connects these names? Lynn Riggs, Ferenc Molnar, James A. Michener, and Margaret Landon.
They're unknown by us.
That's certainly a connection, but a faint one, yes.
Pacific.
Sorry?
Michener, South Pacific.
It doesn't ring a bell, but it could be, I suppose. Something
Go with it.
Go for it. They're connected to the musical South Pacific.
If you can expand on that, you may get the answer.
Please.
The area is right.
The Pacific. Okay.
Worked with Rogers and Hammerstein.
Okay.
Don't know, they collaborated with Rogers and Hammerstein.
Well, yeah, I don't suppose they actually collaborated, but you're right. They are writers whose original source material was used for musicals by Rogers and Hammerstein. Respectively, their works provided the inspiration for Oklahoma, Len Riggs, Carousel, Ferenc Molnar, South Pacific, as you said, James A. Michener, and Margaret Landon was The King and I. Well, thank you very much, John Saxon-Jones, for those enjoyable questions, and congratulations on defeating the panel with one of them. We'll make sure we dispatch your prize to you very soon. And in spite of the big empty space where an audience should be here in the Radio Theatre, we don't let anyone who beats the brains go away without the traditional form of congratulations. So, from the Brain of Britain archive, here comes an especially mellifluous round of applause. That was a nice one. If you'd prefer not to use email to send your questions in, by the way, or you don't have ready access to it, you can always send your question ideas to us on paper. The postal address to use is BBC Brain of Britain, Dock House, Media City, UK, Salford, M50 2LH. We can't acknowledge every contribution we receive, but we'll always do our utmost to let you know in advance of the broadcast if we pick your questions to use on the panel in a future edition. That's enough relaxation. Back to the contest, and the next round starts with you again. Hugh Brady. Which item of clothing takes its name from a prosperous area of New York State where it was introduced at the Country Club in 1886?
Bow tie.
No. Andrew Codling?
Waistcoat.
No. Yes, Dom Tate?
Polo shirt.
No. No. That's it. No, Ricky Kendall's having a go.
I don't know, knickerbockers.
No, but yes, it has to be something a little bit characterful and American like that. It's tuxedo from Tuxedo Park, yes. Andrew Codling, music comes with your next question as we hear the voice of Kathleen Ferrier. It's a recording of the operatic role that she sang not long before her untimely death in 1953. And you just have to name the opera it's from.
I don't know, I'm afraid.
Okay. Hugh Brady does.
Tosca.
No. Ricky Kendall?
Dido and Aeneas.
No. Dom Tate?
Turandot.
No. Dido and Aeneas is the right pattern. It's Orfeo ed Eurydice, Orpheus and Eurydice, by Gluck. She was accompanied by the London Symphony Orchestra under her long-time champion, Malcolm Sargent. And I have to say that was one of the famous sounds of its time, that voice. Ricky Kendall, Shakespeare's sonnet, numbered 130, ends with the couplet, "And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare." What is its first line?
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
No. Very good idea, but no. Dom Tate?
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun.
Exactly so, yes. Coral is far more red than her lips red, and so on, yes. Your question then, which children's literary character has for English language readers the middle names Delicatessa, Windowshade, Mackerel Mint, Ephraim's Daughter?
Heidi.
No. Hugh Brady?
Pippi Longstocking.
Yes, the red-haired heroine of a series of books by Astrid Lindgren. The original Swedish is rather different, shall we say. Here are the scores. Dom Tate and Ricky Kendall are on 2 each. Hugh Brady 8, Andrew Codling 9. So anybody who cares to make a great spurt is going to win this, I suspect. Hugh Brady, we come to you and see if you can do it. What part of the body is strained if a person is suffering from the medical condition known as asthenopia?
Chest?
No. Dom Tate?
The eye.
Yes, it's eye strain, pure and simple, yes. Andrew Codling? A person described as a turophile, T-U-R-O, is someone who is particularly fond of eating what?
Soil?
No. Dom Tate?
Cheese.
Cheese, yes. I've never been one, but I can't call myself a turophobe either, because that would mean I have an irrational fear of cheese. I don't. Loathing, yes. Fear, no. Ricky Kendall, with your next question, you're going to hear a piece of music, an Oscar-nominated song by the rock group U2. I'd like you to tell me which film it was the theme for.
From the stony fields to hanging steel from the sky, from digging in our pockets for a reason and to say goodbye. These are the hands that built America.
Gangs of New York.
Yes, that was The Hands That Built America from Martin Scorsese's 2002 film, Gangs of New York, yes. The world's tallest known living tree is a 380-foot redwood, which was discovered in 2006, but whose location in California's Redwood National Park remains a secret. Appropriately, it was given the name of one of the 12 titans of Greek mythology. Which one?
Kronos.
No. Andrew Codling?
Atlas?
No. Any more titans? Yes, Dom Tate?
Uranus.
No. You ready? No. Hyperion is the answer, and the latest measurement of it was taken in 2017, apparently. Dom Tate now. The Russian aristocrat Peter Kropotkin is particularly associated with what political ideology?
Communism.
No. Hugh Brady?
Anarchism.
Anarchism, yes. He was also a very significant geographer. End of the round. Scores now as follows. Ricky Kendall 3, Dom Tate 4, Andrew Codling and Hugh Brady 9 apiece. And with that news, which is tight at the top, I have to tell you this has got to be the final round of the contest, gentlemen, as we return to Hugh Brady. Which play by Tennessee Williams begins with a young man called Tom telling the audience, I am the narrator of the play and also a character in it. The other characters are my mother Amanda, my sister Laura, and a gentleman caller who appears in the final scenes.
Glass Menagerie.
Yes, premiered in 1944 in Chicago, his first successful play, The Glass Menagerie. On its completion in 1838, Queen Victoria described the painting entitled The First Council of Queen Victoria as one of the worst pictures I've ever seen, both as to painting and likeness. Which Scottish painter was the unfortunate artist? Out of time. Dom Tate?
Rayburn.
It wasn't Rayburn, no. Any more Scottish artists? Not going to come? No, I fear not. It was Sir David Wilkie. And I think part of the problem was that Victoria wore white in the picture, whereas in real life she'd been in mourning for her uncle, King William IV, who'd only just died. Andrew Codling now. Which king of Scotland was known as the Scottish Orpheus?
Malcolm I?
No. Hugh Brady?
David II.
No. Scottish kings. Dom Tate?
David I.
Nope. Ricky Kendall?
Alexander III.
No, it was James I of Scotland, the one who died in 1437, so obviously not James VI and first. He seems to have been what today we'd call a multi-instrumentalist. Ricky Kendall, then. When the service began in 1883, which two cities were the termini of the Orient Express?
Venice and Paris.
No. Dom Tate knows.
Is it Paris and Istanbul?
Yes. Strictly speaking, at the time, it would have been Paris and Constantinople, but it's the same thing, indeed. Constantinople became Istanbul in 1930. Dom Tate, your question. It's well over 40 years since the premiere on Broadway of a Stephen Sondheim musical that begins like this. Which musical are we talking about?
A Little Night Music.
No. Hugh Brady?
Into the Woods.
No. Ricky Kendall?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, I would think so, with that noise at the end. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, to give it its full title, bringing us to the end of this second semi-final of Brain of Britain, with the scores as follows. Ricky Kendall, 4 points. Dom Tate, 5. Andrew Codling, 9. Hugh Brady, 10. Which means it is Hugh Brady who takes the second of the 4 places in the 2020 final. Well done, and well done all of you for a very, very tense and close contest. It's just a shame there could only be one winner at this stage in the tournament. We very much hope we'll see the other 3 of you again in a future series after the requisite gap before you're allowed back. We'll be here with no audience, but with another 4 semi-finalists next time. Join us then, and thank you for listening today. Goodbye.